Hi, Mike Storms here. Today we're going to talk to you about storm-proofing your finances. What I'm going to title this is How to Create a Flexible Spending Plan. I was going to title it Budget, but I don't think any of you guys would listen to it or watch it because the word budget is scary. It's like the word diet. It makes you feel like you have to do without stuff. But a flexible spending plan really empowers you to reach your short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals. What I mean by that is if you can name every dollar that comes in to the place you want it to go, it really gives you more freedom and more choices because you're deciding your future and your financial independence freedom date by making a plan and making choices. So let's talk about it for a little bit. Number one, we all have to pay taxes. Well, you don't have to pay taxes, but that's kind of choosing to go to prison. So you can choose to pay taxes or you get to choose to go to jail. So Uncle Sam is going to take some money out of our paycheck. If you own a small business, it's so important to pay your payroll taxes and pay all your taxes. It's just part of it. So whether your pay taxes are 15%, 20, 25, 28, 30%, you got to take that right off the top. Now, most of you know about me and what my principles are. So I'm an important part of your flexible spending plan is your giving. Now, giving 10% is really a minimum. It's a starting point. We don't hold ourselves to a ceiling of I'm only going to give 10%. My wife and I give to all kinds of charities we support for battered women, for orphan children, for things that are going to help and serve people's immediate needs. So we like to give over 10%. But you can't really be prosperous with a closed fist. So if you're holding on to everything you got, it's kind of like squeezing a canary. Your money's going to die. The reason the Dead Sea is the Dead Sea is the Jordan River flows into it, but it has no outlet. So you want to be a conduit of generosity. You receive, you give. You receive, you give. The percentage is between you and God and your spouse, but so taxes come off the top, then giving. Now, after giving, we got to talk about savings. If you're not saving for your future, you're robbing your future from yourself. And you're also going to become a burden to your children, which is unacceptable for a responsible person. You got to save at least 10% of what you earn. Now, maybe you can't do that right now. That's okay. Can you save 1%? Can you save 5%? Savings is a habit. And of course, my favorite thing for savings is the wonderful technology of auto draft. Auto draft into your savings account, auto draft into your emergency fund account, auto draft into your retirement account, auto draft into your save for your next car account. 50 bucks here, 100 bucks there, but save every month. It creates an amazing amount of security, knowing that you are putting away a little bit every month in your kids' education fund, your retirement fund, your car fund, your vacation fund. Save. You got to save and work up to 10% at least. And then you want to work up to 15 or 20%. What we're getting to for this is really the number that you got to live off 60% of your paycheck. That's what you're shooting for. So that your taxes, your givings, your savings, you take right off the top. It's non-negotiable. One of the greatest things I ever heard about wealthy people is wealthy people invest their money and save it and spend what's left. Regular, ordinary people, poor people, mediocre people spend their money and then save and invest what's left. Do you see the difference? You got to make saving and investing a priority. 5 or 10%, critical. 15%, moving forward, especially if you got kids. So we're going to talk now about that 60% in your flexible spending plan. The reason most people are broke is they got too much house and too much car and too much debt. So those three things we really have to manage. Now, don't listen to the bankers. They'll say your house note can be 40% of what your monthly income is. It can't. I like to operate at 30%. When you talk about your living expenses, though, it's not your mortgage and your interest and your principal, all of that stuff. It's your cable, it's your garbage, it's your water, sewer, It's your house repairs, critical number people don't include. It's your telephone, it's your maid, it's your bug man, it's your lawn man if you have those expenses, it's your electricity bill, it's your gas bill. That 30% needs to be everything it costs you to live in your house or apartment. 30%, maybe 32, 34%. But you got to get that under control. Whether it's refinancing your mortgage at a lower interest, whether it's getting rid of your maid and your lawn guy, whether it's getting rid of your home phone, you got to adjust those expenses down to fit in that percentage. It's critical. I've been house poor before. When I was in my 20s, where my house note was like 50% my house expenses of my income. It was horrible. We couldn't go out to eat. We couldn't do repairs on the house. And there's nothing worse than me living in a house that stuff starts to break and you just have to let it go because you can't fix it. Then you're damaging your investment. So got to get that housing living expenses number down to about 30%, 32%. The second biggest expense we all have in our lives is our transportation. I have acquaintances and friends that are my age in their 40s, they're still buying new cars. If you missed the seminar on this or the wisdom on this, let me share it with you. You never buy a new car. There's a great book called The Millionaire Next Door. People understand a car is a depreciating asset. It is not a status symbol. Gosh, hopefully we got over that after our 20s. A car is transportation. You need a good, safe, reliable car. Of course you do. But you buy a car 3 years old, still in the warranty, 100,000 mile warranty, factory pre-owned, you're going to pay about half of what the car cost originally. I'm a big cash proponent here too. Save your money till you can pay cash for your car. Now, when your car is paid off, your insurance is much less because you're not insuring the note value of the car. Have you ever been upside down in a car? I have. How embarrassing is that? You go back to get another car, they have to refinance the upside down into your new car. The finance guys at the car dealership love you. And leasing cars is a bad idea. As Dave Ramsey says, all leases are fleeces. Don't get into that idea, the tax write-off, you get a new car every 2 years, or you got to have a fancy car for your job because you sell real estate. We can talk ourselves into all kinds of bad financial decisions. Don't do it. Get a safe, reliable car. Get a good used car, 3 or 4 years old. Pay cash for it or finance it if you gotta for 12 or 24 months. Kill that debt because it's a depreciating asset. So now you got your house under control and you got your transportation under control. Now we need to talk about how you're spending money on meals and entertainment. Lots of the other things you have in your finances, like your insurance, your taxes, your savings, your car, your house, those are really non-negotiables. They have to fit in these percentage things. Meals and entertainment, vacations and stuff, those are real flexible things. You got to get those under control. On my free resources section on Stormproof Your Finances, I'm going to have a budget sheet there for you to download and fill out. So please download that, think about these wisdoms, and apply them to your life. Thanks. I hope this helps.